with the Ravens trade, because that one really bothered me. I actually have a real issue with this trade. I don't understand the concept of saying that Anquan Boldin, a guy that was maybe one more touchdown short of winning the MVP in the Super Bowl. I think it was 4 catches, over 100 yards and a touchdown. He had, let's see, I have it in front of me. He had 22 catches for 380 yards and 4 touchdowns in the playoffs this year. Averaged 95 yards a game. He's led Baltimore in receiving yards in each of the last 3 years since he got traded there by Arizona. How do you trade that man for just a 6th-round draft pick?
They wanted to get out from underneath his contract. That's how. So brother John calls brother Jim. Says, hey, Jim, how would you like an early Christmas present? Jim's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I got this guy here to, he's making too much money with us. But I think he'd be nice with you guys. I think he'd fit well. Really? Who is it? Anquan Boldin. What? Thank you so much, brother. I love you. And then they hug and embrace.
You didn't want to say it was the least I could do for you since I beat you in the Super Bowl?
No. They're just happy to have a ring in the family.
I have a hard time understanding it considering what Boldin was for them. I understand he didn't want to restructure his contract and it makes him a little more expensive. But the man was Flacco's most reliable target. We heard it on the ride down here. Flacco completed over 60% of his passes to Boldin, under 50% of his passes to everybody else. Now, obviously, the numbers are a tad skewed. It's not like Boldin had, 200 of the, 300 or 400 passes that Flacco had in the year thrown at him. I mean, the numbers are a little weighed in Boldin's favor to make that percentage sound better, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Over 60%. One of the biggest plays we talked about during the playoffs was when, against New England, he checks out of a run play on a 3rd and short to go with a back shoulder throw to Anquan Boldin. That shows you right there the type of trust and faith and chemistry that the two of these guys had together. You just gave Flacco a $120 million contract. Wouldn't you want to keep his favorite target? I don't know. And if you're going to trade him, why a 6th? How is a 6th-round pick his value? If I'm the Baltimore Ravens and I called you and said I will give you Anquan Boldin for a 6th-round draft pick, and you said yes, would you not hang up the phone and be like, dude, we just got Boldin for a 6th-round pick? A guy that wouldn't even make their team. As long as you got the cap room to do it, it's as smart a move as you could make. The 6th-round pick most likely wouldn't even be good enough to make that 49er team. With the depth that they have and the amount of draft picks they have, that guy wouldn't even probably have made their football team this year. And they were able to get rid of that pick to bring in a wide receiver that they now officially can put with Crabtree to have a solid 1-2. Mario Manningham still under contract. So now you're looking at Manningham to be your other guy outside the numbers, and you can move Boldin into the slot. You can move Crabtree into the slot. You can put Manningham, blah, blah, blah. You still got Vernon Davis in the middle. To me, the 49ers just robbed the Ravens blind.
I almost see it as a counter move to what the Seahawks did. The Seahawks trade came out first, and then it was about 2 hours later that the Boldin trade came out, and you almost saw it as well, did the 49ers sit there and they said, we just saw that they're picking up Percy Harvin. We need to keep pace. We're losing Randy Moss. We got to find another receiver here to go along with Crabtree. And this just kind of fell in their lap. Like I said, that's that weird dynamic you have in the NFL with these two teams in the 49ers and the Ravens. You have brothers coaching. So when a trade like this happens, I almost feel like even if there was negotiating, it was, John saying, well, give us a third-round pick. And Jim's going, well, we can't give you a third-round pick. That compromises our draft. We have 15 draft picks. We can't possibly give you one third-rounder. And then John's sitting there going, what do you mean you can't give me a third-rounder? You have 15 freaking picks. You need a damn third-rounder. He's like, no, John, I need to give you a sixth. It's just, do me a favor. Like I said, consider it an early Christmas present. And Jim was finally probably like, all right, organization, let's just do it, get it done, get Boldin out of our hair, and we'll just take
what
a
bothers
pick.
me too is I think about just 2 years ago when Santonio Holmes is traded to the Jets and the Jets give up a fourth. I would rather Boldin over Holmes. Over the past 2 years, no question about it, he's had more of an impact on the field. I understand Holmes is more of a big play, can catch a 2-yard slant and go all the way with it, compared to Boldin, who will catch a 2-yard slant and just run over a few people for a few extra yards. But I'll tell you right now, Santonio Holmes ain't throwing no block like Boldin did for Ray Rice on 4th and 29.
No.
Anquan Boldin, Santonio Holmes ain't going to do some of the things Boldin did. I just have an issue with the 6th-round pick more than the actual trade. I get why Baltimore wanted to trade him. The money was too much.
My question is, and I know the real reason is because of the cap reason, but if you're the Jets, are you not sitting there going, are you guys freaking serious with this? We have nobody. We have 0 playmakers, and other teams are just giving them away. Just literally, we don't want them. Mike Wallace, you're gone. Greg Jennings, who needs you? Anquan Boldin, you're worth nothing.
You're worth a guy that won't even make the team we're trading to his roster.
You know what I mean? These guys are just getting tossed aside. The Jets are sitting there going, we're over the cap. Our quarterback is awful. We have no running back, and our best receiver barely even touches the field. Are they just not pounding their heads against the wall right now? Going, and we got to find a way to trade Darrelle Revis.
I'm sure it's a little frustrating. I'm sure it's even more frustrating for Jet fans.
And after seeing what Boldin went for and seeing what Percy Harvin went for, you got to figure Revis is going to fall somewhere probably in the middle. If you're the Jets and you're getting rid of Revis' contract, why wouldn't you want to pick up Boldin's for a 6th rounder? Nobody Jets are drafting a 6th rounder going to contribute any this year.
The odds are definitely not with him. That's for damn sure. No, I agree. And I think that when you look at this, it's a situation that is maybe a little bit of brotherly love, definitely involved with the money. There's no question about it. We know Baltimore didn't want to pay him the $7 million. And you know that Boldin didn't want to restructure his deal.